and kind of shows, okay, there's like a fucking helicopter passing over. I don't know if you can see that, but what's up? You know, we've been waiting for this movie for a long time. And the thing with anime movies is that they release so early in Japan and we get them so late here in the States that sometimes you even forget that they're about to come out until like a week before. This movie was definitely one that everybody and their dogs were hyped about. So for those of you that don't know, the Demon Slayer movie was actually canon. It basically adapted the arc right after where the anime left off from. So this isn't one of those movies where, you know, it's just like some filler stuff. It's actually canon, and it's actually pretty important to the story overall. So if you watch the Demon Slayer anime, you should probably watch the movie before you watch season 2 whenever that comes out. So, you know, because it's a continuation and not just a standalone movie, you should definitely go into it with that mindset. The way that the movie is structured is definitely not like the way normal anime movies are structured. You know, by the end, I kind of felt like something's off here, and I think I figured it out. Because it's basically just adapting an arc, it felt more like I was watching a bunch of anime episodes, like I was binging like a whole season or something, rather than like watching a movie. Because, you know, with movies, you kind of have the leeway to kind of like cut stuff out and kind of, you know, glamorize certain things, or just focus on even like fighting and stuff, because that's what people want to see when they go to movies. They want to see cool shit, right? But you don't really have that leisure when you're adapting an arc. Well, you do, but if you want to adapt it properly, then you probably don't want to leave out important things, right? Yeah, that's where I think the Demon Slayer movie falls. Okay, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna go about this, but I guess I'll just pretty much talk about like what I thought was the most important parts of the movie, or what I like and what I didn't like. So let's start off with Enmu, the train villain of the first part of the movie. So at the end of season 1, the whole sequence with Muzan and Enmu at the end, that was pretty badass, and it kind of set up Enmu to be kind of like, you know, desperate for Muzan's approval, but also like kind of just crazy. So I thought, you know, he's actually going to be a pretty good fighter too. You know, I didn't really like him as a villain in this movie, to be completely honest. I will say that the dreams that he put Inosuke, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Rengoku in, those were actually pretty interesting and very funny to see. But just as a villain, it just felt like he was very removed from the action. He was just kind of chilling in the front car the whole time. And there wasn't really much like one-on-one fighting, and even when there was, a lot of time it was just them trying to cut open his damn his whatever the fuck when he merged with the train. That was some weird shit, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of reminded me of ooh, that's bright. It kind of reminded me of Pika from One Piece. If you guys ever watched or read One Piece, then you know that in the Dressrosa arc, when Zoro was fighting Pika, that was one of the most dragged out, unnecessary, and long fights that honestly didn't even do much for Zoro. Just kind of having a villain that blends in with his surroundings, and I don't know, it just makes you feel like you're fighting like a weird force, or a weird force of nature, rather than fighting like a physical person. So I'm not the fondest of those type of villains, but I'm super glad that the movie didn't end on Enmu being the final villain, because I think that would have been pretty bad, to be honest. We got to the part at the end where they killed Enmu, and I could tell there was like probably around like 30-40 minutes left, and I was like, wait, what's going on? There should be some more content here. But yeah, we did get that content, and that content was Akaza, the upper 3. So this is the first time we're actually seeing one of the upper demons in Muzan's group, and to be honest, he kind of saved the movie towards the end a little bit. I mean, I think I would have still liked the movie, but I definitely don't think I would have enjoyed it as much as I did if he didn't show up. So you could tell that he actually did enjoy fighting a lot. And so the interactions between him and Rengoku, and I'll get to Rengoku, don't worry. The interaction between him and Rengoku were definitely interesting, to say the least. Because, you know, the whole time you're thinking like, yo man, Rengoku's a pretty strong Hashira. But then Akaza shows up and kind of shows you what being strong is all about. And kind of shows, okay, there's like a fucking helicopter passing over. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, Akaza shows up and kind of shows that, you know, at the end of the day, no matter how strong these Hashiras are, they're human at the end of the day. And the difference between the human and the demon is the regeneration, right? That's the biggest buff that the demons have, biggest advantage that they have over the humans. You know, Akaza's not necessarily that much stronger than Rengoku, and he's probably not even stronger, but the fact that he has that super fast regen, I mean, that's just broken. So no matter how much Rengoku, you know, tried to beat him or slice him up, he just regen no matter what. So yeah, that kind of puts things into perspective, and it kind of introduces a conflict, a problem that we've kind of known about, but one that is definitely going to have to be solved sooner or later. And that's how are the Demon Slayer's Corps going to fight the demons while they have their regen. And, you know, Tanjiro kind of alludes to this when he was talking to, or yelling at Akaza as he was running away. Like, how are we supposed to fight you guys if you guys only come out at night where you're the most strongest? Because to be honest, if they fought these demons in the sunlight, then I'm pretty sure it would be wrapped. Like, Rengoku would have definitely bodied Akaza. Maybe we'll see some demon fights in the sunlight in the mornings or something like that. That'd be pretty cool, honestly. So, you know, a lot of people I saw were kind of pissed that Akaza kind of ran away, and, you know, it made my blood boil too, just like it did to Tanjiro and Rengoku and everyone else. But I think that was done very purposefully. I think it was done so that Tanjiro takes up the mantle, and I think he's going to have a one-on-one with Akaza at some point. Probably not now. He's definitely not strong enough. But he's definitely going to have that one-on-one. And I think he'll be able to avenge Rengoku, hopefully. So, you know, he's going to have to take up that mantle and take up the spot that Rengoku left behind. So, you know, Akaza was... another reason why Akaza, I think, was important to this was you need a credible threat. You know, you have Enmu, and you have 3 Demon Slayers, and then you have a Hashira. So even like throughout the movie, you kind of realize, or I kind of realized at least, that Enmu was gonna die. Like, there's no way Enmu can beat all 3 of them, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Tanjiro, let alone a Hashira by himself. I don't think he was strong enough. You know, he was part of the lower faction, so we needed that threat, and I'm glad it came. Okay, so the character development we got for Tanjiro was insane. We know we know the trauma that he's been through, and, you know, him being in those dreams just kind of made him relive that trauma over and over and over again, kind of showing him sweet memories and then kind of flipping it and kind of showing him like the worst parts of it. And the fact that he had to kill himself over and over and over again just to break free from that spell that Enmu was casting on them was insane to me. Like, I don't think I realized it at first, but when I did realize it, I feel like I gained a new respect for Tanjiro. And it's making me like him more as a mature anime main character, main protagonist. So I really appreciated that. And, you know, we didn't really, we got some stuff. We got some comedic relief, and we got a little bit of characterization for Inosuke and Zenitsu. Not a whole lot, but we did get to see inside of their subconscious, and that was pretty funny. So Zenitsu's subconscious with Nezuko was pretty dope. Inosuke's was also very funny. You know, everyone had their moment, right? Inosuke, Zenitsu, and even Nezuko had their moments in the battles in the train. But this movie, I think, was primarily like focused on like Tanjiro, Rengoku, and the demons. One thing I will say is that at this point, by the end of the movie, Tanjiro is definitely desperate. He definitely just feels like no matter how much he strives, no matter how much he trains, there's always a new level that he's gonna have to get to, and that's kind of ever more evident. Okay, it's never been more clear than after he saw Akaza defeat Rengoku that, you know, he's gonna have to train his ass off and reach like heights that we're not even expecting of him. So in order to defeat this upper 3, so, you know, it's frustrating. He was crying and he didn't know what to do. All he could do was throw his sword at him, which he lost now, so he's gonna have to get a new sword. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. We'll see what type of sword he gets. Hopefully he gets a buff from there. There's gonna be a lot of training, I feel like. in the start of season 2, so get ready for that. Now we're getting to the meat of the movie. The character that was pretty much introduced in this movie, characterized, and killed off. So a lot of people did not like that Rengoku was killed off so fast. And by fast, I guess they mean just like, you know, in one arc, in one event, in one night, technically, and in one movie. So here's my thing, right? Rengoku as a character, when I first saw him, before we got all his backstory this movie, I kind of saw him like, all right, he's just a strong guy, you know, he's kind of headstrong. Kind of reminded me of Lemillion from My Hero Academia with his attitude. This movie, we get a little bit more backstory behind him. We see that his dad never really approved of him, didn't think that he would think too much about him becoming a Hashira. I think he was pretty much disillusioned with the whole Demon Slayer Corps in general. So, you know, that was a struggle that our boy had to deal with. But there's no doubt that Rengoku is strong. But to see him go out like that, it was just painful. Because, you know, like at the end of the day, there's nothing that he could do. And at the end of the day, he did have to protect the 3 Demon Slayers. He just accepted Tanjiro to be his apprentice, and you know, Tanjiro just got a mentor, so it gave me a lot of like Jiraiya vibes, to be honest, from Naruto. Everything surrounding that and what ended up happening to Jiraiya. So that's how I feel about Rengoku. I liked his backstory. I enjoyed his performance. He had some pretty badass moments. I honestly, another reason why I'm glad Akaza came is that I feel like he didn't have enough badass moments inside of the train. He was chopping up random shit. So it was interesting to see for the first time Hashira's actually in action. Hashira's put to the test. Obviously, we don't know if Rengoku is the strongest Hashira. I doubt he was. He's probably somewhere near the top. Rengoku, rest in peace to Rengoku. Alright, so that's pretty much gonna do it. Ufotable has pretty much mastered the art of making movies, or making just anime in general. As far as art and animation go, everything looked crisp, everything looked good. I don't think there was a single scene that looked wonky or out of place or anything. And yeah, man, you give Ufotable a movie budget and they're gonna do really good things. Yeah, no, art animation wise, great movie, great story. If I had to rate it, I would probably give it like a solid 8.5 to maybe a 9 out of 10. I don't know. Do I think it's warranted to be the most highest selling movie of all time, breaking all these records left and right? No, I don't think so. I mainly think that these records are being broken based off the hype of the first season. If I just looked at this movie by itself, I don't think it's as good as a lot of my favorite anime movies. But at the end of the day, it did have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, release weekends in the US for an anime film, and even in Japan. This thing's selling like hotcakes around the world, man. It's actually crazy. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Just want to give you guys my quick thoughts. I don't even know how long this video is. I don't even know if it's quick or not, but I just want to give you guys my thoughts on the movie. Let me know what you guys thought about Demon Slayer Mugen Train. If you guys enjoyed Demon Slayer and if you guys are hyped about season 2, drop me a like. Let me know what you guys thought again. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button. Hey, yeah, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.